Welcome guys, today I'm going to be doing some alternate project from our December paper pumpkin kit. By far I want to say this was my favorite paper pumpkin kit. I am going to do the alternate design. I'm going to case those from Stampin' Up. So I'm going to show you the original designs here that I did a previous video on how to put those together. I'll list it to the top if you want to check that out. So these are the alternate designs right here, these two that I'm going to be recreating here. So if you're interested in seeing that, please do stick around. Welcome guys, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Claudette with MsPuff Creative Corner, and let's jump right into our project. The first thing that we're going to recreate is the box. So the treat box is created from one of the envelopes that came in the kit. So we're going to go ahead and score it 1 inch along each side. So we're going to do 1 inch right here. And I'm going to flip it over this way so it'll be easier. We're going to do 1 inch on this side. And then we're going to do 1 inch on the bottom. Okay, so then what we're going to do next, we're going to create the scallop edge to the top of that. So we're going to take our scallop contour dies, and they have this scallop edge right here. So we're going to put that to the edge of this to give us a scallop design. So we'll just tape it down, and then I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine, and I shall be back. Okay, so now I'm back. Take that off. And that gives us a scallop edge. So what we're going to do is go ahead and fold our box. I'm just going to go ahead and burnish that so it'll be easier, more pliable. The tricky part is these corners, okay? So we're just gonna try to mold this piece right in, just to help bend that in to create the bottom of our box. Let me see, I'm gonna see if I could burnish that a little bit. I'm just going to come down here and press this and try to get an indentation right there. And create our points right there to the bottom of the box. And I'm just going to square it off there a little bit to help it to lie flat. And then what we're going to do is add some multi-purpose glue and stick that down. I am going to take my bottle of the glue, since it's kind of squared off already, and just rub that in there so it could help it stick down. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. Add our glue, stick that down, come in with our glue bottle and just square it out. So you could add a little cardboard stock in here, and I just cut this about 2 7/8 and 3 7/8. Just help that be sturdy. Next, what you're going to do is take this piece right here, and you're going to fold it going back. You just have to mold it a little bit. So next what I'm going to do is just add some twine. All right, so we're just going to bring our twine, add that, wrap it around, and we'll create a bow. And keeping in mind the back is a little lower than the front, so to prevent it from slipping off, you may have to put a glue dot to hold it in place. Then I'm just gonna snip that. So next what we're gonna do is add the sentiment to the front. So I cut out a little circle, a scallop circle, using the layering circle dies. And if you have those, I use this size right here. Any circle would do. And then this was the insert from this piece right here that came in the kit. So I'm just gonna use that with this. It's a little different from what they had in the picture, but you're gonna make it your own there. So we have a cherry. We're gonna go ahead and stamp the outline on that cherry. I'm gonna put a scrap piece of paper down and we're gonna outline that cherry here. We're gonna stamp out the outline of the cherry in Early Espresso. We're gonna put these two layers here together. I created this sentiment and the tag already, "You are cherry sweet." And what I did with that is the stamp is a long sentiment, "You are cherry sweet." Well, I masked off "You are," and I inked it up and I stamped cherry sweet first, and then clean your stamp, and then I masked off with some tape cherry sweet, inked it up, and I try to center "You are" right to the top of cherry sweet, and that's how I created that. So I'm just going to add one dimensional to the back of that. Just add it on here on our tab. We'll add that. I think I'm just going to glue the cherry down like that. So I'm just going to add a little glue to the back of the stem of the cherry. Tell you, my hands are so heavy with this glue. I need to go back and use smaller bottles with skinnier little tips. Next, what we're gonna do is we have some dots. I'm just gonna add a couple of those to this. I don't know how that's gonna look, but I'm gonna try it here. Okay. All right, so let's bring in our treat box. So I'm just gonna add some dimensionals here. So I'm just gonna add this with the scallop ears and then the yellows to keep that down from popping up. And we'll pop the back ends off of the dimensionals. And let's just add that here. And that is our treat box. All right, on to our card. Okay, so this is a half of cardstock to create our card. It's measuring 8.5 by 5.5. We're scoring it at 4 1/4. So we're gonna get one of the envelopes here to create a top layer for our card. I'm just gonna go ahead and open it up. I'm pretty sure you could use your trimmer and cut that down too if you choose to. All right, so I'm just gonna cut off these flaps here. And I am going to make this layer measuring 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm sure you could find something creative to do with the remainder of this paper. And I hate to cut up this beautiful envelopes. I'm going to cut this 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. We're just going to go ahead and apply some glue and put this together. And this is very flimsy, you know, so if you want, you could always add an extra piece of cardstock to layer on there. Next, what I did is they use our stitch rectangles, and I use this size right here. I did this in white cardstock. So this is measuring 3 1/2 by 2 1/4 roughly. And then we use a green to the bottom, and this is Pear Pizzazz, and you just cut it a little bigger than that, your top layer. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and glue these two together. But before I do that, let me just do some stamping just in case I make a mistake. I'm gonna go ahead, and this is the die cutout for the toast. So we're gonna go ahead and add a smiley face. So we're gonna use Early Espresso, and we're gonna add a smiley face to the toast. Then we're gonna add the glasses on top of that. And then also I'm going to outline the toast. What I'm going to do is just trim that white outline off, because I'm going to draw some arms and legs. So I want it a little close, and it's going to give me more room on my white layer. All right, and then what we have, some alphabet dies, and I went ahead and cut out yay, and this is in Pool Party, Pool Party blue, and the card base is in Pool Party 2 as well. So I'm gonna just position it here. Then I'm going to bring my toast here, and I'm going to bring in our Stampin' Right marker in black, basic black. So just, I'm going to try to draw some arms, make sure I have enough room. Go here and up, and then here and up. And then we're going to go and draw some legs. And let me see, before I draw my other leg, I'm going to use the heart. They have a little heart for the feet and the hands. And let's see how we do with this. I'm thinking maybe I should have put the hearts down first, then just connect the legs and the arms. Let's see how this is gonna go here. And then we need a foot right here. Well, that one didn't come out too good. Let's try here again. Then let's see how far apart I want these legs. Maybe I'll just do the heart first on this one, and then connect Let me turn it here on the side. Alrighty, let's see how that's going to be. I have some crooked legs here. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue him down with some multi-purpose glue. I tried, guys. I tried. Okay, so I just connect the dots here. Okay. Next, let's see if I left enough room for my yay. Okay, let me use the Take Your Pick tool. We are going to make it work. So let's just add some glue to the back of this. Let's see. It's like, do I have my tweezers? All right, so let's use some tweezers. It's gonna make life easier here. As I drop it. So let's add the Y here. I'm meaning to pick up a pair of those angle tweezers. I think that would be better than just these regular tweezers. Yay! So next what I'm going to do is I already created a sentiment. All right, I cut out a piece of cardstock, a little white, and I stamped a toast to your success in a green. And I put that up on dimensionals, and I'm just going to peel the backing off of that. But before I do that, let me just add this on top of this layer here. So we'll just add this layer here together, see if we get an even amount of this green showing. And we bring in the base of our card. And I think I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals as well. Why not? I think that's enough. So let's go ahead and take the back ends off. If you guys are new to my channel and you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you could be notified when I upload my latest videos. So then what we're going to do is just stick this more to the top, okay? Top and center. Then what we're going to do is go ahead and add a toast to your success right about here. And then if you're not sure if it's straight, try not to stick it down. Press it down until you're happy. And I think that's good. Next, what we're going to do is bring in some of the gems that they had. And we're going to add some of the blue ones. If you guys got creative value from today's video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And then I guess we'll add a couple down here too as well. And you don't have to use that many gems. You could save them, especially if you have other projects that you want to create with that. But that is the card right there, guys. And let me bring in the treat box. And you just add your candies in there. Thank you guys for tuning into my creative corner. This is Claudette, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.